Okay, good morning, fifth graders. So you also have a decimal fraction equivalence. So again, it's number 3 and 4. It's only one drawer that I'm having you do. Yours is a little bit more complicated than the fifth graders, but not by much. I think you'll be able to figure it out. So this is basically taking fractions and then changing them into other fractions that can be then eventually changed into decimals. So again, you're going to need to separate these by drawer number 3 and drawer number 4, which is what I've done. So if you look, you can see equivalence, get a different one. You can see equivalence number 3 right there, and then this one is equivalence number 4. Okay, so you need to separate those. And then once you get them separated by equivalence 3 and equivalence 4, then you're going to separate them into card 1, card 2, and card number 3. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is here's card number 1. Okay, so we are going to change these into different decimals so that we can change them, or different fractions so that we can change them into decimals. Okay, oh, here comes my cat. Hello, cat. Yeah, bye-bye. Hopefully he doesn't lay down on my stuff. Oh, there's his tail. There's his hiding. Oh, Diamond. Okay. Yeah, go through the door. Bye-bye. All right. Hopefully he doesn't try and lay on my stuff. Okay. All right. Oh, there he was. Okay, there he goes. So first thing, we have 1/10. Okay. So 1/10 is going to be pretty darn easy. So 1/10 is the same thing. It's already been converted into tenths, because that's basically what we're going to try and do here. Is we're trying to convert these things into powers of 10. Okay, so we have tenths right now. That's what we're going to convert these fractions into tenths, because it's an easy, obviously our decimals go by tenths and hundredths and thousandths and 10,000ths. Those are all powers of 10, right? Each time we're multiplying by 10. 10 times 10 is 100, and so on. Okay, so 1/5, we want to change that into tenths. So remember, when we're changing this into tenths, okay, we're looking for equivalent fractions. So 1/5, and we want to say, well, is the same thing as how many tenths? Okay, so remember how we do that. We ask ourselves, how many groups of 5 can 5 times what will give me 10? Well, 5 times 2, right? And remember, the denominator is very jealous of the numerator, so whatever we do at the bottom, we got to do at the top. So if we multiply that by 2, then we have 2/10. So basically what that means is that 2/10 is the same thing as 1/5, but now that's going to be a little bit easier to change into a decimal. So let's find 2/10. And that is right here. Okay, 2/10, and then now we have 2/5. Okay, well, same thing. 5 times 2 is 10. 2 times 2 is 4. So this was 2/10. Now it's going to be 4/10. Okay, now here we have 1/2. Now this one's a little bit different. So we're going to want to go from 1/2 to how many tenths? Well, 2 times 5 will give us 10. So if we did 2 times 5 on the bottom, we got to do times 5 on the top. So 1 times 5 would be 5/10. Okay, so we have 1/10, 2/10, 4/10, 5/10. Ooh, let's see what we think we're going to get here. All right, we have 3/5. Let's see how many tenths is that equal to? Well, 5 times 2 would be 10. 3 times 2 would be 6. So we're just going to keep going. So this would be 6/10. 4/5 is going to, and if you notice, we're kind of going 2, 4, 6. What's the next one? 8. Okay. We have 10/10 here. If I'm missing one. Oh, I might be missing one, guys. I don't know. I might be missing one. Let me just make sure that I don't have. I might have not separated this correctly. Maybe I just lost one. Well, that's a poop. All right, well, 2/10, or two wholes here should be 20/10, okay? I know I had this before, but somehow or another I have turned that up missing. So when you do this one, and maybe if we can find it, or if I can find it, this would be 20/10, right? 20 divided by 10 would give me 2. All right, so let's match up our decimals. So 1/10. So remember, for tenths, okay, for decimals, if I have a place, or if I have my decimal, one place value after the decimal point is tenths, right? So if I had a number here, let's say I had the number 1, see, that would be 1/10, right? This right here is hundredths, then it goes thousandths, right? So we're just looking at this first place value. We're just looking at tenths. So this is pretty easy because 1/10 is going to be the same thing as 1/10. So let's see if we can find one. There it is, 0.1. Okay. So 1/10 is the same thing as 1/10, which is the same as 1/10. So 1/5, and we can change that to 2/10, and so then that would be 0.2. Right? These two things would mean the same thing. 2/10 is the same thing as 2/10 as a decimal. And then we would have 4/10, and then we're going to have 5/10, and then we're going to have 6/10. Oops, 6/10. And then we're going to have 8/10. Then we're going to have 10/10, which is the same as 1 whole, right? And 20/10, or 2 wholes, would be the same thing as 2.0. Okay? So that's kind of how this works. And what I want you guys to do is I want you to choose one of these drawers. Okay? So this is decimal, this is number 3, this is number 4. You need to lay out both cards, but I want you to just write down one drawer. So you can kind of make a chart where it goes, you know, number 1, number 2, number 3, and then write down each numbers, all the numbers in each column, okay, to get it checked off. So if you have any questions, let me know. You can always email me, okay? Thanks, bye.